everyone, welcome back to Guitar Immerse YouTube channel. Okay, today is going to be very interesting for especially the praise and worship players out there who's always looking for how to get David Hislop's tone. Okay, David Hislop is he's the battle guitarist, alright, known for his large reverbs and his huge tones and sounds. Alright, so what we did is we kind of purchased the Helix patch, his Helix version, all from his website. And because we don't have a Helix board, we kind of use the Helix native, and we try to see the thought process behind his signal chain. And then what we did was we tried to extract the essential blocks from his Helix patch, and we try to create and put it into our rig, okay, onto our HX Stomp, and we try to create a bass tone that's kind of pretty close to what he has on his Helix patch. Okay, so this HX Stomp patch that we've created, okay, will be paired with quite a few analog pedals. Alright, so this is probably not a patch that is transferable, and we will also not upload this on our website because most of the blocks are done by David. And if you are looking for this patch, you can go over to his website and purchase from him and support him, because you spend hours trying to do up this patch. Alright, so what I want to do here is we want to share the idea of how we actually do the conversion onto our pedal board. Okay, so I believe there's so many, probably like 16 to 17 blocks that David uses in this Helix patch. Alright, so let's just go through our rig right now. Okay, we have a compressor, Xotic SP Comp into Xotic Super Clean. Okay, so these are just your kind of primary compressor and boost kind of a sound. Okay, then it's going into a Strymon Sunset. Okay, this Sunset will probably take over all the drives that's in the Helix patch. Alright, then it's going to the HX Stomp. Okay, the HX Stomp has about 8 blocks that we can use. However, because of DSP, we probably have to use our Iridium as one of the amps. David is known to use 2 amps, right? One is the Vox amp, the other one is a Fender amp. So in this case, we will use the Vox AC30 sound from the Iridium itself into a Tone Junkie IR. Okay. However, on the other side, we're going to use the Fender amp and David's IR on the second puff. Okay, so you can see on our screen here, I'm just going to show you the effects chain. I'm not going to share the settings below. What you can do is you can purchase it again off his website, but at least you can see how the flow of the signal is going through. Alright, so you can see based on this HX Stomp patch, we have a delay, a reverb going into the 2 amps, which is split into two different paths, and then it merges back and have a post amp EQ, and then followed by another delay and another reverb. Okay, so we'll just run through some of these sounds and setting so you can kind of have a better understanding of how he gets his bass sound. Okay, so I'm just going to off everything except all the effects, just except the 2 amps with the post amp EQ. So this is how it sounds like. Okay, beautiful sound. Whenever you got a Vox, you got a Fender, you will never go wrong with this too. Okay, so now what does this post EQ actually does to the overall tone? It's very subtle. So for my ears, it's actually removing certain harsh higher frequencies, and just giving a little bit more body to the sound. So this is with the EQ turn on, EQ turn off, EQ turn on, so it's less of the high end, okay, not as harsh, very nice rounded kind of edge to the sound. So let's go on to the next thing. Okay, the main thing we got to talk about is the reverb. Okay, so he has his very first reverb, which is a glitz verb. Okay, with not much high end to it. Okay, so you can hear the sound. More lower in terms of frequency, not so high end. Okay, but it has a nice large sound. So let's check it out. Okay, so that is his signature sound, right? Large reverb. Okay, next he has a delay, right, which is a vintage delay, and is set to dotted 8. Okay, there's another switch which he can change to 1/8 as well, but I think primarily is on dotted 8. Okay, so let's check out the sound on dotted 8 now. Alright, so you have the basic dotted 8 with a nice large reverb into dual amp with a post amp EQ. Alright, so now going on to the last two blocks of the chain, he has another delay and another reverb. Okay, so let's talk about the reverb first. Alright, this last reverb is also a glitz reverb, but this time around the reverb is much higher in frequency than the one before. Okay, so let's turn off the first one and let's on the last one. Let's check out the sound. Let's off the delay as well so you can hear it better. So it's pretty sandy at higher frequency, whereas the first one is lower in frequency, like a bomb coming. The other one is like very sandy, right? So you put them together, he actually classifies this as the Strymon Big Sky Bloom setting. Okay, so let's hear how it sounds. Okay, let me turn on the delay as well. So this is how it sounds. Let me just change the pickup for fun. Okay, so this reverb is double up, with different frequencies, and it becomes much larger in terms of overall tone. Okay, not only that, he set another button, another stomp switch, okay, on the Helix itself, which kind of increases the mix and the decay so that it becomes like the cloud setting on the Big Sky. So let's check out. This is before. Let's make it even larger. This is really the weight of the cloud just coming down, and it sounds so nice. Great idea of combining two glitz together. Even though heavy on the DSP, but it does create this kind of a lush sound with different kind of pre-delays, different EQs coming together. That's pretty good insight into how he's setting his tone. Okay, and lastly, he has a quarter delay, which is elephant man delay, set to quarter setting. Okay, so this you can achieve your dotted 8 plus quarter, pretty standard thing. So let's just check out the sound. I'm going to just bring back to the bloom kind of sound. All right, so you can get your okay, so that is your dotted 8 plus quarter kind of an effect going on. Alright, so I'm now going to throw on a Strymon Sunset drive. I set it to the germanium mode on the A channel. I call it GE, not the guitar image mode. But it's a little bit more a bit more open sounding, more transparent than the Texas. Okay, which I think David's sound is more towards that. So I'm going to off the other reverb right now. I don't want to make it too much. And let's hear how it sounds like, okay? Okay, let's go. Huge kind of a sound. Yeah, so that is David's battles kind of a tone, very characterized by this kind of lush ambient reverb, and of course you set it to stereo. It's going to sound very amazing, especially in a studio like this with two monitors. It just sounds so amazing. Whether is it, whether your church can have the luxury of a stereo sound. Not all churches can have that. Okay, so even with a mono sound, do remember to plug in the right side of your HX Stomp as well, even though you're not plugging directly to another DI. But it just keeps the signal cleaner in certain ways, as what David mentioned on his website. So just keep that point in mind. All right, so yeah, so this is the bass tone of David's Helix patch. All right, there's many kind of other effects as well. He has a I believe a tremolo pedal, a chorus pedal, or a Strymon Mobius as well, with the POG as well. He's very strong and very good with all this kind of effects. And this patch or this setting does not really include all of these ideas within, but I think with the limitations that we have to get his bass tone, I think that's pretty good itself already. And you can actually surf with this with this setup, for so many things, you don't really need all the extra stuff. Of course, if you have the luxury of having extra pedals on your board, go ahead, explore, have fun with all of them. Okay, we're gonna do another video this time with the addition of the POC setting into this bass patch. All right, so stay tuned for the next video as well. Okay, so once again, this patch will not be available for download because of we want to also respect David's time and effort to create a patch. So if you're looking for something like this, go to his website, download the Helix patch, and do the necessary conversion to your current setup. Okay, if you have any questions, just feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I'll try my best to address them. Okay, so if you like this kind of video, do give us a good thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for the latest videos. Okay, take care, God bless, I will see you real soon. Bye bye.